This week I have a field trip planned for you in social studies, if your parents are willing to take you on a little field trip. We have been talking about the three different ways that we can use land and the three different kinds of structures we have. And they were the residential structures, places where people live, commercial, where people shop, and industrial, where people build or make things. I'm just going to expand a tiny little bit about industrial today, and then I'm going to send you on your way. Industrial buildings are buildings where people build things. So we're talking about things like factories and warehouses, okay? In your mind, you can probably picture a building like that. Think of a really large building that usually doesn't have a lot of windows. They're usually in a part of town that doesn't have a lot of houses in it. You can picture these buildings, and this is industrial, okay? So, now that you know the three kinds of structures, I want you to go on a field trip. I want you to drive around your city. So for most of us, that's London. For a few of you, that's St. Thomas. And I want you to keep your eyes open. You can bring a notepad with you, take some notes, write down some of the different buildings you see, or you can even use a camera and take a few pictures if you would like. You're going to find 5 examples of each type of structure. So you're going to find 5 residential. I bet you could probably look out your window right now and find 5 residential structures. Almost all of you live near other houses. Some of you, maybe you would have to go a little farther to find a neighbor, but it would be pretty easy to do that one. Commercial. They're not going to be open right now, most likely, but you can still look for some commercial structures. And then industrial. I wonder if you know what part of your town you should drive to find some industrial structures, because usually there's a part of each city that is very industrial. There are a lot of factories in an area, not a lot of anything else. So because you're home, you actually have a chance to go out and see things that we wouldn't be able to see if we were just sitting in our classroom. So take some time this week, if you can, get in the car and go for a little bit of an exploration drive to find residential, commercial, and industrial structures. And then I want you to think for a little bit. Do rural communities have residential, commercial, and industrial structures? Are they the same as what we have in cities, or are they different? Something to ponder until, well, for 2 weeks, because next week you're going to have a quiz, and your quiz is going to be about these different types of urban structures. So make sure you understand what kinds they are. Make sure you're able to give some examples. I'll talk to you next week.